keep California cowgirls from vanishing.
Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show, training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Suzie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly.
Semi drives a cart. Sadie pulls a log. Sadie learns to pull a cart. Miniature zebu heifer Suzie learns to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learns to pull a harrow. Recent prior shows have documented how we are helping Morgan mare Semi to overcome her sensitivity to white vinyl jumps and jump rails. Here we show you clips of how we revisit the issue and how Semi has progressed in accepting these training aids without stress.
We are showing you Semi in front of a pair of white vinyl standards with a wooden cross rail but a white vinyl rail in front of the wooden cross rail. And I haven't done this with Semi for a few days, but a few months ago we did a lot of this work with Semi because she seemed to rather suddenly get afraid of white vinyl. We got her to go over these wooden crossbars at as much height as we wanted without rushing, but the white vinyl was another story. Now, when I was here the other day working by myself, no rush, I just did what I'm asking Alexis to do, and that is give Semi just a little bit of a request, but then not a pull, not a tug, just let her choose to step over, because she knows that's what we want her to do. And when I was working alone, unfortunately without a camera person, I got her to do just what she's doing now. It took me about 5 or 10 minutes. Today we've just been working a couple minutes, and I'm trying to revisit this concept of horses being willing, horses being afraid, horses being resistant and stressful, and what we can do to help them give us the answer that we want without resistance from them. We need to get their confidence. We need to get their respect. And we need to be confident that we can get it. So we're just showing you. We'll show you if it works or doesn't work. We'll tell you how long we worked on it if we turn off the camera. Semi is still resistance-full, but she's licking her lips. Just, Alexis, yeah, you can keep her feet moving ask her to do things around the jump standards, walk over them yourself, give her confidence that you can do it, and therefore she may decide she can do it. And then we want to be able to show you that she can do it. There you go. That was without rushing. Okay, will she go over it again now? Do we have her willingness, her confidence? We'll see. We need consistency. Consistency and confidence from Shadrach, Triton, Semi. Because years ago, she jumped these white vinyl jumps without resistance and was enjoying it. Again, we're having to be very, very patient. Get her feet moving, get her to do things that she's just fine on doing. We only have a 10-foot lead line on there. We may go and get a 14-foot or a 22-foot. This morning, Chris Cox was asking a horse to go into a pond for the first time. And, excuse me, it was Clinton Anderson. And he said, you know, if I'd have asked the horse to go right into the water, I would have gotten a lot of resistance. But instead, Clinton worked the horse on the bank. There you go. On the bank, doing squeeze game and circling and all kinds of requests that the horse knew how to do. And then the horse got kind of thirsty and reached into the pond and said, I'm thirsty, and stepped down into the water to drink. And after that, it was 100%, let's have fun in the water time. Quite a different task than trying to force a horse by tugging or pulling into compliance when you ask for an obstacle to be negotiated. Well, what is an obstacle? Well, anything a horse generally doesn't live with, but you ask them to do something with it. So for weeks, a few months ago, I just put these white vinyl jumps in Semi's corral, in her space where she lives. And I asked her to eat near them, cross through them, until she seemed perfectly comfortable with them. Then I removed them, I gave her a break from them, and now we're revisiting. And you will see what kind of techniques, what kind of resistance we're getting, and I hope you will see resistance-free compliance soon. Now we got two good kind of step overs. Again, we have to take her away from it, ask her for some movements that she does all the time at our request. Let's see if she'll do it again. Resistance. And I have my arm extension here. Pretty soon I might take it with a longer lead line and do what I did the other day when I didn't have a camera. But I kind of think Alexis, in her own way, with her own tools, is going to be able to do it again. And 3 times it's a charm. Let's see if we can get a 3rd time here in the arena. And then we've got some of these white vinyl jumps set up on our driveway track. And we're going to try it there. There you go. Little bit. It was a little bit of rushing. Can you go the other direction, Alexis?
So it's harder because the white is more exposed here?
Yes, we've got a white rail in front of the wooden rail that's on the first cup of the jump. Let's see what Semi says about that. Is it white? Is it that it's vinyl? Is it that she had a bad experience and I'm just not aware of it? What made her become resistance-full around this particular obstacle? Or call it a training aid. I want my horses to be able to jump things when they're doing their ranch horse versatility work, because sometimes things need to be jumped in order to get the job done. I like to do things with my horses that are useful and lead to ranch horse versatility. Now Alexis is going to try the arm extension, and shortly I might go in there and help her. As a matter of fact, I do now have a camera person, so I'm going to ask him to take over. I'll stay close enough to the camera so that you can hear what I'm saying and what ideas I might be able to add to any problems that come up. Okay, it looks like we got a jump over in the other direction, but with rushing, right? There's still rushing going on, especially in that direction, because we think it's because we think it's the extra white. I've had horses and ponies here whose owners have blamed my white fences for their resistance-full responses to their requests. And I said, color shouldn't matter, but you know, maybe it does. And maybe you have to deal with it like any obstacle. Again, lunging to get respect. Approach retreat, let them lunge close to the jump, but don't ask them to jump over, not until you feel that you're going to get compliance. Notice that my standards are rather short. I have some that are higher and some that are shorter. If I'm lunging over a jump, I use the short standards, because sometimes the handler forgets to lift the lunge line so that the standard doesn't fall over. So we've done it twice in this direction. Let's see if we can do it a third time. Notice that Alexis put the yacht rope reins around the horn so that they might not fall over her head. That might be a danger. So we took that danger away. Sometimes it's hard to think ahead about all the things that could be a safety problem. Now, is she going to resist? You can kind of tell. Yes, we can tell by her eyeballs, by the way she was going away from the jump rather than approaching it. What I'd like you to do, Alexis, now is give her a chance to walk up to the jump and smell it. Investigate it. Don't even ask her to jump it. You see, she doesn't want to go up there. Okay. We'll ask her again with a little bit more firmness. And of course, the handler has to make sure that they are in a safe position in case the horse does rush and jump haphazardly. But this is good. This is our relaxed body language. Alexis' body language is relaxed. That also is very important. The horse reads the handler, and the handler reads the horse. There you go. That is perfect. Now we're going to stop the camera, turn it around, and see what we can do out here on our driveway track. Here we are on our driveway track. Now these standards are a little bit higher, so I've cautioned Alexis to lift her hand high. We've also taken the bridle off and lifted the stirrups up so that Semi can investigate as much as she wants, and we're very happy that she just leaped over that with little stress. Let's go the other direction. You see, we have another jump just beyond, there you go, that we could set up and give her a double challenge here, but we're starting with small steps.
I wouldn't call that little stress. I mean, pretty.
Alexis is feeling concern from Semi, but boy, am I seeing improvement from months ago when we couldn't get her to go over or through these rails and standards at all until we let her live with them. We let her realize that they are not obstacles, they are just materials. Then I took them out to review, and we stayed away from the task for a month or two, and here we are again revisiting the task. Good. She's jumping it huge, we say, when they go higher than they need to be. And that's because I think she's just trying to keep her feet clear. She probably is concerned if her feet tip the rail. She's showing not stress, but a little bit of resistance, so we're asking for forward. Beautiful. Very nice. Now I'm going to put the rail on the bottom cup holder. Now this particular jump is made up of vinyl fence materials. The rails are styrene pipes with caps on the end, and we put some wood in the styrene pipes so that if a horse does tip it, the rail is more likely to fall to the ground than to bounce up. That can be very scary to a horse. Very nice. Very nice. All right, now what we're going to do is stop the camera. Let's see if we get another little bit of concern. Look at her eyeballs. But let her have time to think about it, to investigate. We're not going to force her into it, but I'm just going to walk up to the side now. And very gently ask for it, and we got a very gentle response. Now we're going to set up the other jump here so that we can go 1, 2. Now the other jump is just made up of PVC pipes and some sand-filled umbrella stands that I got from Long's Drug Store. We do everything here that we can economically. We don't spend a lot of money on tack and equipment. We make as much as we can here at home so that anybody in a small property with a small budget can do the same thing. We are just using our driveway here that's covered with sand. And we have to add some sand every 3-4 months because the vehicles tend to work the sand into the base rock. But that's okay. Sand also is not very expensive. So we're going to stop the camera for a minute. I'm going to set up the other jump. We're going to see if Semi will do a double jump. Now, it's not height that we're concerned about. We know Semi can jump high. It's materials. Will she step over this white PVC? Yes. Jump. Now, will Alexis be able to get her to do one and then the other? Let's see look at that body language. Not quite ready. Give her a chance to investigate, to think about it, to choose to do it. We want our horse, there you go, we want our horses to be our partners. We want them to understand our request and choose to do it. Little bit of concern, so let's repeat. Okay, let her think about it. She's backing off, okay. We'll indicate that we want her to come forward, gently. Yes. And then we asked her to step over, and she did it. Second one, which is also white, but slightly different materials. Ask her to back up. Ask her to step over. Visual blocks. There you go. All right, Alexis, let's see if we can do one and then the other without resistance in between. That may be asking too much, but the only way to know is to try it. And remember to lift your hand high. Uh-oh. Still resistance. And stay out of her way as she rushes.
Okay, wait, let's wait. She's licking her lips. She just doesn't want to be forced. She wants to do it when she is not stressed. I'm going to step up towards her. She knows me very well. Let's see if that helps her to decide to do it. And over the next one. Very nice. Back this way. Same pair of jumps, but from the other direction. We're going to try it. And to the other one.
She was ready to go.
Very nice. Well, we feel that we've accomplished that challenge. But looky there, down at the other end of our track is yet another jump set up. We're going to go there. We'll set up our cameras when we get there. Here we are at the other jump. It's a crossbar jump. You see that we made a cross out of 2 styrene rails. A little bit more visual. Let's see what Demi says about stepping over it. Give her time to investigate. Ask her to do things nearby it, approach, retreat, all of the techniques you use for any obstacle challenge. Read the body language. If you see resistance, try to work with the mind and not with the body. She thought about it, she looked at it, and then turned off. Okay, we're going to put her back in a position where when she does that, she's working on something else. She'll realize that avoidance is not going to make the challenge go away. And watch the, there you go. These are the low standards, but as a handler, you have to keep in mind that you got to lift your hand when the horse goes over. Now, one time is not enough. Let's see what we can do about getting her to go both directions a couple times. And then, if that works, we've got extra sand here. This is a quiet place. Very nice. But a little bit of rushing. Slippery. Yeah, why don't you work over here on the driveway where there's more sand?
Well, I want to get the momentum going into it, so.
Okay, but you got to watch that. This is winter. Even though the sun is out, this is definitely winter. And so the turf, green as it is, can still be very slippery underneath. Now, Demi, she's licking her lips, but she almost pulled away. That's that broad necking that she's done since she's a kid. We watch for that very closely. What I'd like to see is, can you walk up to the jump now? You're asking her to work when she's away from it. Let's see. Let's keep reading Demi's mind through her body, through her motion. Let's see if she's decided that she will do it because she knows we want her to. She's walking very quietly. Yeah, go way out there, turn her around. We put new sand there where Alexis is right now. At some point, Alexis will turn toward the jump, walk towards it, and let's see if she'll go over it.
I feel like she will, but she's going to rush a lot.
Okay, Alexis says she feels like she will, but she's going to rush. Let's see.
So.
It's all right, as long as she's willing to do it. We'll work on the rushing with repetition.
Trying to walk her closer to it without her.
Okay, we're doing approach retreat, as what Alexis is saying. Try to remember to lift that hand because we don't want that standard to get knocked down. That'll just scare her. We don't want to add any fear to what may already be fear in her mind. We want her to be confident. We try to see the world the way the horse sees the world. Resistance. Okay, stop for a minute. I was going to walk up. Let me walk up and encourage her.
try it from the other direction. You can see that when I very gently lift my hands and stand in the right position, I can help convince her to do it. Now, Alexis, you just stopped her. Was there a reason? Because she was rushing, right? Okay, now we're getting to the point where we're working on the rushing, but look, she's investigating such an important thing to watch for when it comes to obstacle work. Such an important thing to be patient about.
Not only was she rushing, but I didn't ask her to go over it.
Alexa said that she didn't even ask Semi to go over it. Semi just anticipated that she was supposed to go over it. But look at her body language. It's good. What would happen now if you started walking toward the west? Let's see. Oh, my goodness. That was really nice.
I feel like that's a really good place.
Yeah, we feel that that's a really good place to stop.
The task remaining is simply to provide opportunity for repetition. If any further resistance emerges, we will show you how we handle it. Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Semi, Rusty and Suzie, Heifer Calf Sela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.